Gizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. And Thugga, Young Thug, you are the topic of discussion, my G. Gunna, you also are the topic of discussion, my G. So let's get right into it. Now, you already know it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when you scratch at the surface. And guaranteed here at Grown Man Business TV, we scratching the surface, and we all see what's going on with Young Thug, Gunna, and the whole YSL camp. I mean, it's getting spooky out there. You know what I mean? The authorities are not playing with y'all. They are not playing with y'all, and they're going to definitely make an example. They're going to make an example out these young boys. But you know, they've been listening in on Young Thugger, Gunna, and the whole YSL gang for over a decade now. About 10 years they have been listening, laying low, you know, compounding evidence against the whole YSL gang. And they're saying that, you know, Thugga is the ringleader. Thugga is the kingpin. He's the top of the top. You understand? They say they have evidence, and they have, you know, all kind of wiretaps of him giving out orders to make hits on people, giving out orders to commit crimes, giving out orders to discipline rival gang members and other members of the YSL gang. Man, it's getting deep, it's getting wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when you scratching the surface. And you got to know here at Grown Man Business TV, we scratching the surface. And you know, the Rico right now is only state, but you got to know one thing for sure, two things for certain. They got their ducks in a row. When they come and get you, they got their ducks in a row. And if they don't have their ducks in a row fully, the feds come in to pick it up and handle business. The feds come in. Now this is deep, man. It's spooky. You gotta be careful how you moving out here in these streets. These guys obtain all this money and they forget how to move in these streets. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my first angle. My G. And that's the wiretaps. Oh, that is the wiretaps. The 10 years worth of wiretaps that they have on Young Thugger in the whole YSL gang. Now, I recently told y'all about that. You know, Whack 100 doing what he do best. But I come to find out, it's not only Whack 100 that like to do this. It's not only Whack 100. It's looking like Thugga came from the streets, obtained all of this fame, success, and fortune, and forgot not to talk on the phone. One of the #1 rules is always watch how you talk on the phone. Those people are always listening. Trust me, always. Especially when you got your hands in the streets, especially when you knee deep in criminal activity. You gotta watch how you talking on the phone. And you know, they got evidence and they got wiretaps, hours and hours of wiretaps of Young Thug ordering hits, having conversations with big leaders in gangs that he's associated with. You know, YSL is a gang, but then the blood connection that Thugga has is the sex, money, murder. Oh yeah, he's entwined, he's in bed, he's doing business with that gang. And again, the simple steps, it's simple steps that are taken when you're dealing in criminal activity. And one of the #1 rules is watch how you talk over the phones. Those people are listening, and they got 10 years worth of Thugga. 10 years worth of Thugga being the boss, feeling like he's above the law, talking as if he's on another level, talking as if he's one of the higher ups or elites. It gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you're scratching the surface. And you better know here at Grown Man Business TV, we scratching the surface. You're never a part of the higher ups and elites. Yeah, they'll let you get some money. They'll let you get some fame. They'll let you get some fortune. because they know these are some of the tools that you'll use to destroy yourself. They're going to give you exactly what you need in abundance to destroy yourself. And that's exactly what young Thugga did for our entertainment. He rose to the top only to crash like a 757 Boeing. You understand what I'm saying? A plane straight into a mountain. Catastrophic results at Thugga, Gunna, and about 30 other associates all being indicted and taken in by the state. Yeah, it gets deep, it gets wicked, man. And y'all got to keep your eyes open, and you got to keep your third eye open especially, and always keep your head on the swivel bump. Always. Because they watching, they plotting, and they scheming on your downfall, on your crash out. You understand what I'm saying? When you guys get to feeling comfortable enough to talk on the phone, all of your business, all of your criminal activity, you got to know it's going to crash. You done got full of yourself. You done got full of your ego. You done got full of pride. Yeah, self-centered. Yeah, that money will do that to him. It's just outrageous at the heights that Thugga has taken it to only crash out and end up in a jail cell in a jumpsuit, eating, mystery meat. Yeah, it's a real thing. This is real life. And to all the youngins, y'all should take this as a lesson. You need to keep your eyes open, especially your third, and keep your head on the swivel at all times. At all times. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my second angle. My second angle. And that's Gunna. That's Gunna. Now listen to me. I didn't know that Gunna had, when he in his youth, did a Crime Stoppers video explaining that his cousin wasn't the one who committed the crime, but it was somebody else that committed the crime. They both had the same color jacket on or the same color shirt, and the police picked up the wrong guy. Believe it or not, if you want to accept it or not, that's telling what he did. That's telling. That is snitching, first and foremost. So now that you got young Gunna intertwined in his whole YSL gang, in his whole indictment, what do you think he's going to do when they drop 80 years in front of him, when they drop 25 to life in front of him? You think Gunna's going to stay down? Nah. Gunna's not going to stay down. Gunna's going to talk. Gunna's going to talk, but not just Gunna. The associates, they're going to talk as well. It gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when you scratching the surface. And you better know, here at Grown Man Business TV, we scratching the surface. And when they get Gunna, the rest of the associates with YSL, and they sit them all in separate interrogation rooms, and they get to talking to them. They get to throwing time in front of them. They get to playing these wiretaps, hours and hours of these wiretaps, to let them know we got y'all in the pocket. We got y'all in the pocket. It ain't no escaping this. You gonna do 20 to life. You need to know they gonna start talking, my G. They gonna start talking. It was all good just a week ago when YSL was one of the biggest camps in Atlanta, and they was doing their thing, and they was getting their money. And they was slatting and sliding and all of that. Now we're gonna see the real characters of these men. Gunna has already showed his character, respectfully. But now is the big game. Now is the prime time. Now we're going to see. Yeah, you in the Super Bowl of this gangster stuff now. You in the Super Bowl of this gangster-ish. Man, we're going to see how you going to handle the pressure. We're going to see how you going to do. Is you going to bend, you going to break, or you going to fold? Yeah, the odds are high. You understand what I'm saying? So Gunna has already done some telling. And if you ask me, I got a feeling he's about to do some more telling. That's the only way you're going to get out this situation. It's the same thing that happened to 6ix9ine. They're going to put you in a situation where either you're going to do the time or you're going to talk. But your money can't get you bail. Your money can't get you out this situation. You either going to do the time or you're going to talk. So it's going to get interesting watching this situation. Stay down. Stay down or lay down. One of the two. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my third angle. My third angle. And that's the beef between YSL and Young Lucci. Little Lucci, whatever the guy's name is, Lucci. Now, these two camps been beefing for a while. Bodies been dropping for a while. Those people, the authorities, they've been laying low, letting the bodies drop, letting the money be made, letting them continue to do this over the phone to build this case up. Right? But it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. And you got to know that when Young Thugger baby mom got smoked at that bowling alley, the authorities knew we have to step in. We have to step in. Nah, there wasn't an argument over a bowling ball. Those guys knew exactly who that young lady was and who she was attached to and what gang she was attached to, and they smoked her. And if you notice, after that young lady, after Thugger's baby mama got smoked, he didn't do no press run. He didn't say much. That's because the retaliation in the streets was at an all-time high. Oh, he didn't say anything because the retaliation was being taken out. The orders were being called. And the feds have this all on wax. They got this all on tape. And that's why they had to step in. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the body that let them know we about to slam the gavel on everybody. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, that war between Lucci and Thugga has been going on for a long time now. A lot of bloodshed, a lot of violence, a lot of activity going on in Atlanta. So, you know, it was only a matter of time before the people was going to get involved. And it's still kind of shocking to me that a dude like Thugga couldn't see that far ahead of himself to know, hey, when you playing like this, them people watching. When you playing like this, they listening. So this is going to be the example that the state of Georgia has been waiting for. This is what they've been waiting for. And that beef between Lucci and Thugga is what broke the camel's back. Those bodies, that violence is what took it to the next level. There is no getting out of this. Money can't get you out of this. Yeah, man, you gotta look. It gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. And you gotta know that we scratching the surface here at Grown Man Business TV. That is a beef that should have been buried a hatchet. You getting money, we getting money. You know, we leaders. Let's stop the violence. But instead, they overindulge in the violence. They get knee deep in the violence. Then they get spooked out when the feds come and get involved. I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. At all times. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. Multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my fourth angle. My fourth angle. And that's not just Thugga and Gunna, but I'm talking about the other 28 people that were indicted. Ask yourself this question. Out of the whole YSL that been indicted, how many of those individuals you think had $1 million? I'll wait. I'm going to say 2, maybe 3, maybe 3, maybe 3. How many of those individuals do you think were rich? I'll say 3. You know, Gunna, Thugga, and maybe somebody else, a manager, whoever. But the mass majority of that YSL camp were broke. They don't have money for lawyers. These were the same guys you see in Atlanta with all the Amiri jeans and the hoodies and the Gucci hats and all these. But those are hand-me-down clothes from Thugga and Gunna. Those are clothes that Thugga and Gunna are no longer going to wear. They hand it down. So these guys are all dressed in designer. These guys have all the diamonds on, but they broke. So those are the guys that'll jump in your car at the gas station. Those are the guys that'll rob you coming out the mall with a whole bunch of Amiri and Gucci on. You understand what I'm saying? bad leadership. You have these guys get all of this money and they're bad leaders. So when you're following a bad leader, the whole camp is going to go down eventually. It just is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But when you think about that, think about how deep that is. Out of everybody that was indicted, I say 3 of them had $1 million. 3 of them had 100,000. The rest of these guys are broke. The rest of these guys are so broke that they're sliding. They're slatting. They're committing crime. That's all that they're there for. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my 5th and my final angle. My 5th and my final angle. And that's it. They're going to talk. They're going to rat. They're going to snitch. Now, I'm not talking about Thugga or Gunna. I'm waiting to see. We're going to see what they do. If they're going to take their time or if they're going to talk. But the rest of the indicted, the rest of YSL is going to talk. They don't have money for lawyers. They're not the rich YSL members. They are the low-level YSL members. And when they get hit with 60, 80, 100 years, they're going to tell that Thugga was calling all the shots. They're going to tell that Gunna was involved. That's how they're going to disperse this time out. That's how it's going to break down. I mean, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. And you got to know here at Grown Man Business TV, we scratching the surface. It is what it is. So the longer we sit back and wait, the more we're going to start hearing rats. They haven't exposed their whole hand. When they come and get you, they give you a small quarter of what they got. The rest of it is guaranteed touchdown. Touchdown every time. Touchdown. Somebody going to jail. A bunch of people going to rat. This is what 6ix9ine was trying to expose to y'all. I don't condone 6ix9ine and all the stuff that he did, but the things that he say towards these rappers is true. It's true. So you got to see, YSL been running around for over a decade getting money, sliding and slatting. And now we're going to watch them tell. We're going to watch them fold. We're going to watch them bend. We're going to watch them break. We're going to watch them crumble. We're going to watch them crumble. You understand what I'm saying? So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You could tap in and you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man content. I suggest you tap into this grown man business at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottle. Straight raw, pure, uncut. No extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. Thugga, YSL, Young Gunna. We giving it to you straight raw, my boy. We giving it to you straight raw. And the situation you've got yourself into, you're probably not going to get out of this situation without getting cut up and bruised up and beat up. You're going to either stay solid or you're going to talk. You've been doing enough talking over these years that you done enough talking. You might not even have to talk. They already got enough of you talking over these wiretaps. Thugga, Gunna. It is what it is. To all the youth out there, sit back and watch this. Sit back and watch what's going on. This is how they're going to wipe y'all out. There was the crack epidemic at one point. Now it's the gang epidemic. They're going to wipe y'all out due to your gang affiliation. And your money's not, it don't matter. They letting you make the money, Thugga. These dudes get the money. They get so high strung and so full of ego, not understanding that the higher ups and elites is pushing the green light for you to get your money. When you wear these dresses and you make these LBG 1, 2, 3 ABC remarks towards other men, they're gonna push the green light. But soon as you get out of pocket, they're gonna sweep you up. They're gonna sweep 20 years of your life under the rug. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. Dang.